What is up, my friends? How are we? You are very welcome along to Tuesday evening's Anfield Agenda News Roundup. I will be live tonight, despite saying last night I wouldn't, because, well, I'm not liking what I'm seeing with people going in on Mohamed Salah, particularly Jamie Carragher and former players. So we're going to discuss it tonight and see if we can't get to the bottom of it. Over the next few minutes, though, as always, I do want to know your thoughts on the subjects that I speak about. We're going to be talking about Richard Hughes apparently being like a robot to deal with. We're going to be giving you the officials for the game against Manchester City coming up this weekend. We're going to be talking about the contract situations and why Michael Owen has said to Trent, if you want to talk about Madrid, call me. So lots to get through over the next few minutes. We do want to know your thoughts, so let us know in the comment section. Drop a like if you enjoyed the video, and of course we'd love you to hit that subscribe button. So let's get straight into it because we have a lot to get through over the next few minutes. I'm going to start off with a little update from Paul Joyce, just to confirm that Costa is now facing a bit of a spell on the sidelines with an ankle injury. I just watched Arne Slot's press conference ahead of the Madrid game as well, and Arne did confirm that not only will Costas be unavailable, Trent will be in the matchday squad, but likely not going to start. He isn't ready yet, so maybe a few minutes from him. Alisson isn't available yet, unfortunately, nor is Federico Chiesa or Diogo Jota. Elliott, though, as we know, is back in the squad. So that is a little injury update from the manager ahead of the Real Madrid game coming up. We did say to you guys at the start of the video, we're going to let you know the officials for the game against Manchester City. And shock horror, there are 3 Greater Manchester officials in the group of officials. You can make of that what you will. So the referee for the game is Chris Kavanagh. Assistants Lee Betts and Darren Kahn. The 4th official is Anthony Taylor. On VAR, it isn't quite Michael Oliver, but it is Paul Tierney. And then his assistant is Tim Wood. So, you know, colour me shocked, ladies and gentlemen, but they are the officials for this one. So, again, love to know your thoughts in the comment section. Now, experienced agent and representative of Johnny Heitinger, what's the gentleman's name here? Janssen, has spoken about the situation with talking to Richard Hughes and what it's like to negotiate with him. And this is what he had to say. One thing Richard Hughes doesn't have is any sense of empathy. 0. He's a robot. I know that because I negotiated with him for Heitinger. There's 0 feelings in him. He goes on as well to speak about Salah being somebody from the culture he's from and whatnot, needing a bit more warmth and affection. And again, I actually totally agree with the comments from this agent. Obviously, I don't speak with Richard Hughes, so I'm not saying I agree with him on the Richard Hughes being a robot thing. That's just an interesting insight from somebody who has negotiated with him. But I do agree that Mohamed Salah maybe does need an arm around the shoulder and some warmth and affection around these negotiations, because it's certainly feeling a little bit sterile. And at this point, from the outside, and that's where we are as fans, it does feel like the number crunches are taking over and there's any sense of common sense or emotion being removed. And we were warned, right? We were warned that when Richard Hughes and Michael Edwards came in, emotion would be removed from decision making, but sometimes you need that little bit of human interaction and emotion. So interesting insight there into Richard Hughes, and yeah, again, your thoughts most welcome. Michael Owen, you know him, former Manchester United legend, former Real Madrid legend, former Newcastle legend, and he played for us as well once upon a time. Well, once again, he's been sticking a boot in my opinion. He said in an interview, if Trent AlexanderArnold wants to talk Real Madrid, he has my number. Nobody wants to talk to you, Michael. Nobody. Trent doesn't want to talk to you about Madrid. Nobody wants to talk to you, mate, because nobody cares, quite simply. So, stop. Trent doesn't want to be talking about Madrid. What you should be doing, if you have any semblance of respect left for Liverpool, is telling Trent why he shouldn't move. Not telling the rest of us, which he's also done, that it's okay if Trent leaves. Don't be angry at him. It's understandable. This lad never ever stops. And then Jamie Carragher has the cheek to go in on the Liverpool fan base. And I'll move on to CARRA in a second. Speaking as well, Michael Owen said, if Trent goes, nobody should begrudge him. He should be regarded as a hero. I don't love going back to Anfield because I'm not loved. Trent has my number. Well, you're right. You're not loved for various reasons. Multiple reasons. Despite Jamie Carragher over the years trying to get us all to forgive Mo, most of us haven't, in all honesty. And he's telling us again what Trent is. Trent is whatever the Liverpool fan base, the Liverpool locals decide Trent is. If they think he's a hero, he's a hero. If they think they're annoyed that he moves on, they're annoyed that he moves on. Telling people how to feel is a little bit strange there, Michael, especially when you know really why you're not welcome too much at Anfield and why you're not looked at in the same way as Robbie Fowler, who's worshipped by the Liverpool fan base. He knows, but he doesn't care because he has his pound notes. So, Chiesa is also out. He's been training alone. This coming from Fabrizio Romano around Mohamed Salah and his situation. He said, Mo Salah remains a top target for teams in Saudi Arabia, but Liverpool still plan to hold further contract talks and will try to make an extension happen. Now, this is what annoys me about Carragher, right? I've always tried to be respectful to Jamie because I view him as a legend to me. I really, really enjoyed his time at Liverpool. He left it all out there on the pitch. Immense respect for the man. But I have to call out what I need to call out when I disagree. And I don't like how he interacts either. He's very... I mean, I'm somebody who's touchy, don't get me wrong. But Carragher doesn't seem to be able to accept any form of criticism. So Jamie Carragher said, Mo Salah only answered a question is the new nonsense all his fanboys are spouting. Wait until you see how many questions Arne Slot gets about Salah's comments. The talk should be about two of Europe's giants coming up against each other, not contracts. Well, it absolutely should be about contracts, Jamie, because there's 5 weeks to go until these gents are allowed to sign pre-contract agreements. And I've been somebody who's criticised Salah contract negotiations in seasons gone past, and I'm not afraid to admit that. I've called them a distraction, but there was a very big difference there. We weren't in a situation where 3 of the star players are out of contract in 6 months' time. We weren't in a situation where these players were basically coming out and begging to stay at the club with Mohamed Salah and Virgil's side of things. And Jamie Carragher just... he's lost it. I don't get it. I don't get why this vitriol towards the Salah situation and why he says what he says. So bear with me. Anfield Sector posted, the absolute cheek of you, lad, CARRA, and then posted up a quote to an article where Jamie Carragher said he would have no difficulty leaving Liverpool. Jamie Carragher then responded on social media with, again, tetchy comments. He said, shut up, you clown. Straight away there with the highbrow stuff, Jamie, well in. Read the actual quotes in it. I was asked if the club don't give me a contract, what would I do? I certainly wouldn't ever play games and try to turn a fan base against the club. Can't believe how many people on here fall for this nonsense every year from players. So apparently Mohamed Salah is trying to turn the fans against the club. I really think he's missed the point here. Everybody is annoyed that Salah hasn't been renewed. So, of course, people are going to be asking the club what on earth is going on. Because we should not be in this position. So, if Mohamed Salah felt like he needed to take that step to put a little bit more pressure back on Hughes and Edwards, surely CARRA understands that. But this going in on everybody who dare call him, Neville, or anybody else out for their bullshit needs to stop. Because they aren't the definitive opinion. They don't get to tell the rest of the world how to feel. And jumping on social media, calling Liverpool fan accounts clowns just because CARRA doesn't agree, or because he doesn't like being called a hypocrite, and he's shown some examples of perhaps why he's talking out of both sides of his mouth, which, by the way, CARRA does a lot on Sky. So, Jamie, we all have immense respect for you, but you talk a lot of crap a lot of the time, and if you can't take having your opinions criticised, you may be in the wrong industry, because I get my opinions criticised every single day, and I'm a nobody. But I can take it and move on. I certainly don't have a massive bank account filled full of wads of cash to go home to. But, I don't know, maybe I'm different. I just don't understand what the hell is CARRA's doing. And why people are suddenly starting this narrative. Steve Hoare from Redmen as well went in on him, and I don't like it. I don't like any of it. Mohamed Salah has every right to stand up and say he wants to stay. So if Redmen or anybody else don't have the guts to call the club out, I think we all know why. So, as I said yesterday on my stream, the gloves are off now. Everybody's on notice. I'm going to say what's on my mind and call out the cowards that need to be called out. Because I'm sick of being spoken about as vitriolic or toxic. I'm not. I'm just not a shill. And there are more people on my side of this debate than there would be on theirs. And I would say the numbers there speak for themselves. So we're going to discuss all of this tonight, my friends, and a lot more in the late night agenda. Hope you can join me at 8:45. I know it is a Champions League night, but we need to talk about this. So hopefully I'll see you guys then. Much love. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.